Benny Blanco is furious with Justin Bieber. And the reason, you've probably guessed. While the world was celebrating Benny and Selena's wedding, Justin suddenly posted that song, the one he wrote for Hailey. A love track dropped at the exact moment Selena said her vows. To fans, it looked like timing gone wrong. To Benny, it felt like a message, a subtle dig that turned their perfect day into trending chaos. One post reopened old scars, pulled Selena's name back into the storm, and made Benny realize some people can't stand seeing her happy without him. The internet caught fire within minutes. Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez had just tied the knot in one of the most private weddings Hollywood's seen in years. And while fans were still trying to catch a glimpse of her dress, Justin Bieber decided to post I Do, the same song he wrote for Hailey. The timing wasn't coincidence, it was a trigger. People could pretend it was harmless, but even casual viewers could sense the tension in the air. I remember scrolling through my feed that day and feeling the energy shift instantly. Every headline flipped from love to speculation. Theories exploded, fans divided, and the peace that Selena had built crumbled in real time. Benny, known for his chill energy, wasn't having it. Insiders claimed he was furious, protective, and ready to defend the woman he just married. Justin didn't say a word, but he didn't have to. His silence was loud enough. I couldn't help thinking how one careless post could reignite years of buried drama. Benny's rage wasn't about clout or competition, it was about respect. And in that moment, it was clear. He wasn't going to let anyone steal Selena's happiness ever again. One fan wrote, "Justin knew exactly what he was doing. Nobody posts their wedding song on their ex's wedding day by accident." It's harsh, but honestly, a lot of people agreed. Another commented, "Maybe Justin was trying to send a message, but it only made Benny look like the real man in this story." And that part hit hard, because for once, the internet wasn't romanticizing chaos. It was standing behind Selena's peace. As the drama around Justin's post exploded, the internet took a darker turn. It wasn't just gossip anymore, it became vicious. Old hate resurfaced, and trolls revived that disgusting nickname, celibus, a word that mocked Selena's lupus, the illness that nearly cost her life. It's one thing to talk about celebrity feuds, but mocking someone's disease? That's pure cruelty. I remember feeling sick reading those comments. It wasn't just hate toward a celebrity, it was hate toward humanity. Selena's been open about her struggles, her kidney transplant, her constant battle with her health. And yet, people used her pain as punchlines for engagement. Benny's fury suddenly made even more sense. He wasn't angry about clout, he was angry at the world that couldn't stop punishing her. The internet was treating her illness like entertainment, and that's when this drama stopped being messy and started being cruel. One fan said, "Imagine surviving lupus and still having people mock you for it. That's not fandom, that's evil, and it's true. The cruelty online doesn't even look human anymore." Another wrote, "Benny's anger isn't drama, it's protection. He's watching the woman he loves get torn apart by strangers." And honestly, that summed it up perfectly. This wasn't celebrity gossip anymore. It was a battle between empathy and ignorance. After the celibus mess, things should have slowed down, but they didn't. Every time Selena tried to rise above it, even her kindness got flipped into fuel for more drama. A simple post about empathy turned into endless threads claiming she was shading Hailey again. People started reading hidden meanings in every emoji, every outfit, every quote she shared. It felt like the internet was hunting for conflict just to stay entertained. I caught myself thinking how exhausting that must be, to have your piece dissected like a headline. The louder Selena preached calm, the more chaos people created around her. And while the world kept twisting her words, Benny's quiet anger only grew. He'd seen how deeply those online jabs cut, and it burned him inside. The truth was clear. Kindness doesn't trend, but cruelty does. And that's why the internet couldn't let Selena breathe. One fan wrote, "Selena could literally post a flower and they'd say it's shade. People just don't want her to be happy." That comment summed it up perfectly. People project hate even on innocence. Another fan said, "Benny must be tired of watching the world punish her for choosing peace." And honestly, that hit hard, because it's true. Every time she tries to heal, the internet reminds her why she hides. After weeks of chaos, headlines, and online drama, Selena finally did what no one expected. She went completely silent. No interviews, no statements, no subtle quotes, just pure disappearance. And honestly, that silence hit harder than any post she could have made. Because when you've been misunderstood, mocked, and twisted for so long, sometimes silence becomes your only defense. Her last public appearance before disappearing was calm, almost too calm, like someone who's finally accepted that peace isn't something you find online. Then came her interview on the Jennifer Hudson Show, where she quietly said, "I didn't want anyone to get photos of my wedding unless it was from me." That line stuck with everyone. It wasn't arrogance, it was protection. She'd learned that when you give the world access to your life, it will twist every detail into content. I think Benny understood that better than anyone. He wasn't just protecting his wife, he was protecting her silence. Every move he made, every time he ignored the noise, it was his way of saying, she's done explaining herself. The internet called it distance, but it was strategy. The beauty of it all is that Selena's silence became louder than the hate. It wasn't weakness, it was control. In a culture addicted to attention, she chose the opposite. She chose mystery. And that mystery terrified people who couldn't stand not having access to her every thought. She didn't disappear because she was defeated. She disappeared because she finally realized that disappearing is sometimes the only way to win. After Selena disappeared from the noise, the internet did what it always does. It shifted the conversation to her net worth. Suddenly, every outlet was debating whether she was a billionaire or not. Forbes estimated her fortune at around $700 million, thanks to Rare Beauty, her music, and her production company. People obsessed over numbers, but Selena never responded. She didn't need to, because when you've been through real storms, validation doesn't come from a dollar sign. It was almost ironic. While others flexed their luxury online, Selena's richest moment was her silence. She stopped performing for people who only wanted proof she was still relevant. I saw that and realized how rare that is in this industry. A woman choosing privacy over popularity. Most celebrities chase more, Selena started choosing less. Less noise, less attention, more peace. Benny's presence in her life made that shift even clearer. He wasn't trying to turn her into a brand. He was helping her stay human. Together, they built a kind of calm that Hollywood doesn't understand. When people asked why Selena wasn't flaunting her marriage or her wealth, I thought, because she doesn't need to prove anything anymore. That's the kind of maturity money can't buy, knowing when you have enough. Selena reached a point where her peace mattered more than her status. She's not the richest in the industry, but she might be the most self-aware. And that's something you can't fake or flex. She's not chasing a billionaire title. She's chasing peace. And somehow, that's what makes her more powerful than any number the internet can throw at her. The more I watched everything unfold, the clearer it became. This was never just Benny versus Justin. That was only the surface. The real battle was Selena versus the internet itself. For years, people treated her like a storyline, not a person. They built her up, tore her down, and then wondered why she vanished. Every feud, every rumor, every forced comparison fed into the same cycle. And when she finally found peace, the internet didn't know what to do with it. I've realized the world doesn't actually want celebrities to heal. It wants them to break, because that's what trends. Selena didn't play that game anymore. She didn't chase sympathy or fight back. She simply refused to participate. And that's what drove people insane. Her silence became rebellion, her calm became controversy. There's something poetic about it. A woman who was once defined by heartbreak, now defining herself through peace. Benny's protection, her privacy, her detachment. All of it was a quiet war against the culture that feeds on chaos. And somehow, she won by not fighting at all. I think that's the real reason she snapped. Not from rage or jealousy, but from exhaustion. She snapped out of the need to explain herself, out of the pressure to please a world that only listens when you're hurting. Now, she's not proving anything to anyone. She's living quietly, intentionally, finally free from the noise. And maybe that's the part the internet can't forgive, that Selena Gomez no longer needs its attention to feel alive. Selena's story isn't just about fame or love. It's about finally choosing peace over validation. She walked away from noise, from comparisons, from the need to explain herself to people who only want chaos. And that silence became her power. Benny may have defended her, but she saved herself by stepping back. I think that's the message we all needed. Sometimes the real victory is walking away quietly. So, what do you think? Did Selena's silence send a stronger message than any post ever could? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you stand with peace over drama, and subscribe for more stories that show the truth behind the spotlight.